Charles. Welcome to our YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is the Women Are Worthy Network. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share our channel. Today's show is, let me calm down for a minute. We have a phenomenal lady, Miss Tanesha Billingsly.
Hi.
We're going to be talking about illiteracy. This phenomenal woman, okay, has gone through trials and tribulation, and she's overcome so many things. So we want to talk about that. We want to talk about her having her own consulting company, how it is to be an entrepreneur. So please watch the show, like, comment, share the page. Let us know what you think about this show. I'm open to constructive criticism. Bye, guys.
Hi.
We have to thank RJ at PCT Prestigious Cleaning Team for allowing us to shoot at this location at 2655 Cop Parkway, Suite 108, Kennesaw, Georgia. Again, that's PCT Cleaning. Wonderful place. So if you're looking for a cleaning service, you got to call RJ. Today's show, as I mentioned earlier, you know, we have a lot of things that's going on in the world today, a lot of negativity, you know, suicide, attempted suicide. I decided that I met this wonderful young lady through my mentor, Bud Zabrowski. And he said, Jackie, you have to interview this lady. She's phenomenal. So while we did our pre-interview, she ain't phenomenal. She is fantabulous. This woman had me on the floor. Normally, I like to say you can't judge a book by its cover, and you can't do that because you don't know what people are going through. And I'm inspired by you. And without further ado, I want to thank our very special guest, Miss Tanesha Billingsly.
Hi.
She's trying to be okay. That's what I'm talking about. Tanesha, can you please tell us, because I want to give you a chance to talk about, can you tell us the name of your company and what exactly that you do? And we're going to talk about her journey on how she got there.
Yes. So I am the proud owner of Billingsly HR Consulting. What I do is I go around to churches, small businesses, and help build their human resources department. I also go around to different high schools to teach the work study students how to dress for success, how to conduct interviews, how to land jobs. So those soft skills that are missing in high school. So that is what I do. That is what I love.
Now, were you working in corporate America prior to you doing this?
Yes, I've been with the government actually for about 13 years. I left there to become a manager at in private sector, and just so happened the company folded, but I left before it happened, and then that's when I started my own HR consulting company. Yes.
Isn't that, you know, that's incredible. Usually a company will fold and say thank you, but no thank you, and then you're like, okay, what am I going to do? You put out the resumes, you're like, look, I don't want anyone signing my paycheck, I want to sign my own paycheck.
Absolutely.
You know, and I don't think there's anything wrong with working for a 9 to 5. I do not think there's anything wrong.
Actually, I was working from 7 to 8 o'clock.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that, because you were bringing home the bacon and frying it in the pan.
Yes.
And there isn't anything wrong with that. It's just that some of us feel the need that we have to do our own entrepreneurship. You know, we want to basically sign our own paychecks. We want to dictate our own future, so to speak. And it's a hard and long road.
Yes.
It's not easy.
Yes.
So with doing that, can you tell us your journey? Because you shared some things with me that was, I think, very intimate.
Yeah.
But I want people to see that no matter where you are, the whole purpose of the Women Are Worthy show, Tanesha, is to show people that no matter where you come from, we're all in the same book, we're just in different chapters.
Yeah.
And all we need to do is either turn the page forward or backwards. So tell us a little bit about your journey, what you've gone through to this fabulous woman that you are today.
Thank you. So, so I'm a little nervous because this is my first time publicly sharing my testimony, but I think it's so vitally important. So thank you, first of all, for allowing me to be here. I am honored. I am grateful. So just a brief story about where my background is most people did not know that I graduated high school reading on a 4th grade level. I was a teenage mom. I had my son right out of high school at the age of 19. Been with my now husband since I was 14. I was labeled as stupid, as, you know, I was told I was never going to be anything. I was a statistic. And when people tell you these things about yourself, you begin to believe those things. So just so happened when we had our first son, having my son was a pivotal point in my life that I'm so thankful for, because my husband and my son taught me how to read. So my son would bring home work. His kindergarten would bring home things like blends and how to pronounce vowels. And so not only would my husband sit down with my son to teach him, but I would join them at the table and learn how to read at the age of 19. And I'm grateful because I have overcome the dyslexia that I was diagnosed with. Yes. And I believe that my journey from where I was to where I am now, is a testimony for someone else to be healed.
That's why I wanted you on the show, because one of the things, we're all about non-judgment.
Yes.
We don't believe in, look, we all got skeletons in our closet. Keep it real. You got skeletons in your closet that you don't want anyone to know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think it's our duty as women to support other women by sharing the journey.
Yes.
And I want to rip the stigma off of, you know, illiteracy. I want to rip the stigma off of so many different things, because we need to let people know, if you're going to share your story with me, my job is not to gossip about it. My job is to, how can I help you, my sister?
How can I help you?
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm supposed to do. Now, you mentioned that your husband now, how did you break the news to him that you were illiterate? Because I want to know, how does that work? How does that work?
That's a great question. Actually, he just kind of figured it out, because I was one of the popular girls in school. I had a lot of friends, but nobody knew that secret. And I think I would start reading something, and I would always shy away from trying to read out loud, and he would say, "What's that word? What did you say?" And he'll, instead of shining on me or talking down about me, he was like, "Okay, so listen, this is what we need to do." And that's when I knew he was the one. Because I was able to share that thing that was so deep, that nobody knew. A lot of people in my family did not even know.
Really? So
they did not.
You were going to school and they continuously put you up, promoted you
yes.
from grade to grade to grade. So how do you feel now? Because I want to know your take on this, because we're passing these kids that should not be passed, that need additional help. So what are you doing, if you are doing anything with regards to that? Because that's some powerful stuff.
It is. So at my church, Peace Baptist Church, we have a 21st Century grant. And what we do is we have 3 feeder schools, which is in Decatur area, and we help those students to kind of build themselves academically. And I have always had the gift to identify those with reading issues. They typically have behavior problems, or again, they shy away from reading, or they put on masks. You can tell that it's something there. And the fortunate part is I'm able to kind of pull them to the side. I can remember one child, now he was a little terrible, I'm sorry. So I said, okay, come with Miss Tanesha really quick. And it was always during the academic part of the day that he would act up. So I asked him one day, so what is the problem? What are you guys doing in school right now, or in the class? And so he said that they had to read something out loud. So that makes people who are good readers, sometimes they just don't want to do it, and it makes them uncomfortable. So what I did was I pulled them to the side and I said, okay, so let's read this together. So we actually took turns reading, and I began to do, just so happened, the same thing that my husband did, which break the words down, then show him blends, show him how to correctly pronounce vowels. So it's just, I think it's just a gift from God to be able to identify people that are going through the same struggle and people are putting those labels on them, and that is the issue. Instead of really figuring out what's going on, we put labels on people and we cast them to the side.
And see, and for those tuning in, we have Miss Tanesha Billingsly. She has a phenomenal story. She has her own consulting firm, but we're talking about at an age she was reading at a 4th grade level. And I'm going to keep saying it and saying it and saying it, because just like when you're happy and you're someone successful, you say it with pride. Yeah. I'm saying this with pride, Miss Tanesha, because I'm telling you why. There's someone out there that can't read. There's someone out there who's illiterate, their parents. So I want people to comment. If there's any comment, any questions, any concerns, come on, just put it in there, because just to know that your husband found out. And then how did you...
They're my children.
That's what I was going to say. How do you, because they're going to school, so how do you then have that hard conversation? And it's hard because you feel the shame because you're older than them, and you're like, I'm supposed to know this. Here, I'm sending you to school to read and write, and I'm not doing it. Yeah. So how did you have that difficult? Because I want you to share this, because there's someone out there, or they know someone out there. How do you share that conversation with us?
So with my children, again, I was diagnosed with dyslexia, and but by the time I had my daughter is extremely smart. First of all, my children are really, really smart, and it's amazing to me. They never prejudged me. So, and that's one thing that I'm grateful for, because we would sit down and I would be intentional about helping them with their homework, because that's knowledge for me. So I was at the point where I'm hungry, like I really want to know how to do this, because I knew that I had something greater ahead. So I would sit there and I'd do their homework, and I can remember my daughter would say, no, that word. And I was like, oh, okay. And so we'll read the sentence again, so she would know and I would know, but she didn't even know that I had a reading problem, and she was helping me. So it's not that I told anybody, but it was the hunger that I had, that I knew that it was something greater in store for me. So
what would you tell someone out there who's having a difficulty, or they have a friend who has that difficulty, but they don't know, they suspect, but they're not sure?
I would really say that I believe personally that your dysfunction is tied to your destiny, meaning whatever it is that you're lacking, whatever it is that you feel like you're inadequate, whether it's reading, whether it's anything, it's tied to your destiny, and that is your purpose. Your purpose is tied to that. So what I would recommend is that you just come alongside, encouragement is key to everything. And I'm a personal believer that you can conquer anything. One thing I love to do is encourage people,
right?
And I would have them thinking that they can fly a plane, move mountains, because that is just the type of person that I am, and I always try to treat people how I want to be treated. So that would be my recommendation, is just to encourage them and to keep moving.
We have a comment. What's the comment?
Okay.
Lane Height said, at any age, people are cruel and critical. Thank God you build up those impressionable youngsters who see the love of God in you.
Oh,
that's Lene. Yeah, she's and it's true, because so often when we're doing things, you're just doing it because you want to get by. You don't realize that you have other people who's actually watching you.
Yeah.
You know, because for me, I know I have my interns, and I have to be intentional.
Yes.
Because there's some days
yes,
you just want to snatch. But because I have my wonderful interns, I got to make sure I pray.
And you know what that is? That is because your interns are tied to your purpose.
Yes, honey. Yes. Yes. Give me another one. Yes.
There are people that are so connected to our purpose that you have to encourage. You have to keep pushing. You got to keep pushing. And I think at the moment of brokenness, because I was broken, when you're talking about you can't read, you have these babies, and I had my daughter, my second child, before we got married. So 2 children, can't read, doesn't have a really good paying job, did not have a good education, was not even really thinking about college. And what was I gonna do? What was I gonna do with my life?
See how God is just so important. And I want to give a shout out too, because we have great supporters, and I want to thank, we have to thank Mike from Walmart. We have to definitely thank RJ at PCT. We definitely have to thank Billy at 41 Cork and Tap. We have amazing supporters in what we're doing. We have an additional comment. May we have the other comment?
Okay, Joy Giselle said, it's amazing that you aren't shameful to share your testimony.
Oh, well, it's funny that
Let me
you
read
said
a little
that.
louder because someone may have not heard.
Okay.
Joy wanted to know, Joy's comment was, it's great that, that Tanesha was not shameful in sharing her testimony. And go ahead.
Yeah, so I am 39 years old and have not shared, thank you.
Black don't cry.
But I have not shared my testimony until right now.
This is an exclusive? Wait a minute. Exclusive. This is an exclusive, y'all.
So honestly, I knew that it was time because, again, people are tied to our purpose.
Yes.
They're tied to our destiny. And I do believe that people are healed by the testimonies of others. So whether I said I was kind of ashamed. And I think that is the enemy's way of trying to hold us back because people are healed. So I believe that time is coming. Ooh.
She broke the shackle. You
I
were shackled
broke it.
up, you were handcuffed, you broke it. And that's, again, I got to keep reminding you, that's the purpose of the Women Are Worthy
Yes.
show. We're non-judgmental. I don't care. If it's something that's positive, you went through a struggle, you broke through it, you persevered, we want you to share your story. That's what we're all about. I'm not here to judge you. My job is not to judge you. My job, it's not really my job, it's my work, is to share your story with other people, because there's too many people out there that's ashamed, abused, molested.
Absolutely.
So many things that are going on out there, especially with today's climate. We're so quick to judge. We're so quick to call names.
Yes.
I'm all about love.
Yes.
I'm positive Polly. I can't deal with negative Nellies.
Yes.
Can't deal with that. So I am so honored that you decided to come on the show to share this story. So when did you tell your family that this was going on? Because what I've noticed is, question before we do that. Were you misdiagnosed when they said you had dyslexia, when in actuality it's because you were reading at a 4th grade level?
No, it's actually, I was diagnosed in elementary school. So I believe that it was correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in high school, we had something called the 100 Hall. And the 100 Hall was where really the slow people went. So I know. You see how they isolate you because of something that's not something you can't control. I could not help the fact that I could not read. I can remember my mother knew, of course. And
You said, of course. How did your mother know?
Okay, so she would help me with my homework, and she said, Tanesha, you just don't get it. And she would get so frustrated because we would read something together, and then we'll go back and try to read it again, and I'm like, I couldn't get it. And then she would take me to tutors, and they kind of put me to the side as well and said, there's really nothing we can do with her right now. I mean, she just needs to just keep practicing. Then she thought that I was playing because I couldn't get it. We just gone over something.
Right.
And I could not get it.
It just didn't click.
It just did not click. And then things would be turned around, like when I read. But other than that, my mom, she was great. She tried the best that she could.
Right.
And then she tried to get me the help. And back in the day, you just couldn't get the help that you needed. That's offered today. So that's what we are.
So some of these people, if they're watching, that made fun of you and called you, the 100 Hall.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of these people since then? And have they seen your progression? And have they apologized? Not that you're asking for it.
Yeah.
It's because it's not for you, it's for them. But have they
Well,
said
actually,
anything?
again, so I hid it so well. that I would wait until the bell rang and everybody was in their classes before I went to my class. So when I tell you I hid it because I was so ashamed. So ashamed that nobody really knew.
So what would you tell your, let's say your 14-year-old self? You know, what would you go back and tell her?
What I would tell her is, so I like stories, right?
Go ahead. We got the tea. I'm ready.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead.
grab your tea. So there's a story, Samson in the Bible, right? He great strength, and you know there were so many things that were great about him. He killed a lion with his bare hands. But then one thing that he did that I haven't really heard people talk about was the fact that after he killed the lion, he noticed that a swarm of bees were in the dead lion. And one thing that he was instructed not to do was touch dead things. So anyway, he put his hand in that dead thing to get the honey that was out of it. And when you cook, and you know that honey is very sticky, so anytime you have honey on your hand and you touch something, it stays there. So what I noticed, or what I knew at my 14-year-old self, is that a lot of things that my family members touched with the honey on their hands, whether it's insecurities, whether it was abuse, whether it was thinking they weren't good enough, they put those things on me. Because one thing Samson did was he gave the honey to his parents, and he didn't even tell them that it came from something dead. So we pick up all of these dead things and we give them to our family members, or we'll give them to our friends, and then we begin to think, well, maybe I am supposed to be like that. So one thing that I would tell my 14-year-old self is, you're not like that. You are greater than that. God has created you to be fearfully and wonderfully made. And you are everything that He has called you to be, whether you could read or not, because your destiny is tied to it.
Okay, show's over now.
No.
The show's over. What more can I say? What more can, I mean, you had me when you were talking, I mean, it was such, when you said you like telling stories, it was just phenomenal. It was phenomenal. And to the point, my interns really believed when I said the show was over. They really thought the show was over. But yeah, I'm like, no, just joking. I mean, it's almost like, you know, I wish I had a mic right now. I had a mic because I want to drop the mic. Because, no, seriously, that is such a powerful story. I got to share that story. I like that.
Yes.
I'll give you credit. I'll give you credit.
You don't have to.
I'll give you credit. I'll give you credit. I'll give you credit. But, you know, for me, it's such a powerful platform, because when I started this along with the interns, we want to share powerful stories, and that like kind of brought a tear to my eye, because it's true. Your family may call you things, say you can't do this, they don't have confidence, because your dream is not their dream.
It's not their dream.
You know you wouldn't be there. You knew for a fact that I know I'm here right now, but there's better. There's something better for me. Because at 14, you probably, you know, people wouldn't have believed that you'd have had your own company.
No.
Be married to a phenomenal man.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Have beautiful children and just smart kids. Because they see where you are, they don't see where you're going. You know what I'm saying? And where you are, where you are right now, people don't see the past. Because when they look at you, they see perfection.
Material things.
Exactly.
The outward appearance.
Exactly. When it's the inside, and that's what we want people to see, the inside. And, you know, with that said, I want to ask this question to you. How important is it that women support each other, and why should we support each other?
It is so vitally important. Again, all of us, we have stories. We have a story. And I think that if we continue to come together and continue to support each other and encourage each other, as opposed to, I don't know, how some women are.
Right.
And I believe we can change that culture too. But I believe that if we could really come together, like, wow, this world, I mean, I believe that God created us differently from men. And I say that because Adam.
Preface it, honey, because my man followers will be on me, honey.
You guys are great.
Yes.
because I believe, well, God created you from dust, from dirt. He actually went into man and formed us out of man. So we are uniquely made by the image of God. And if we could come together and actually do the will and what God has purpose for us to do, oh my goodness.
Great things.
Great.
We're trying.
things.
So tell us about, you have a consulting company.
Yes.
Tell us if someone's out there who would like to contact you because, hey, we're looking for a job, we want to do a contract with you. How can they get in contact with you?
You can email me at TK actually. You can email me at Billingsly, that's BILLINGSLY HR@gmail.com, or you can contact me at 404-291-3012.
So she understands branding. Okay. Well, guys, don't forget to follow, like, share the page, share the post. Should I say share one more time? Okay.
Yes.
Our Snapchat. Yes, guys, we are on Snapchat. When I say my interns are on fleek, I don't think they use that word anymore, but I'm cool no matter what.
Yes.
Okay? Make sure you follow us on Snapchat, and our Snapchat handle is the WAW Network, and Facebook and Instagram are on the Women Are Worthy Show. The Women Are Worthy Show on Instagram and Facebook, and our YouTube channel is the Women Are Worthy Network. The Women Are Worthy Network. So you're watching the live feed from this, and what we're going to be doing is this show will be edited, and it's going to look perfect. Everything's going to come out of our mouth perfect. You're not going to get the little bloopers like just now. That'll be edited, and we'll have it on our YouTube channel. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow. Tell a friend about us, because we want to build our channel and our pages and what we're doing. So you told us a little bit about that. Can you tell us, we need now to talk about the journey from the minute you gave birth to that idea of, you know what, I want to be an entrepreneur, because we have mompreneur, womenpreneur, shepreneur, and all that. Nothing wrong. I mean, I was just saying it because there's so many preneurs. Well, when you decided, I want to have my own business, you had that dream. From the dream to giving birth, what did it take?
Prayer. Prayer and persistence. I think that I knew I wanted to be in human resources. I didn't find out my passion until I was really in my late 30s. Well, in my early 30s. That was my passion. I love helping people. I love being able to give people their career started, or a job that they've been wanting and they've been out of a job for months or even years. And I love networking. I love meeting people. So I said, well, why not have my own company? My children, my family were my priority, and they still are. So I wanted to have my own schedule. And I wanted to make as much money as I wanted. So that was it. And I feel like this was my calling.
Cha-ching.
So, yeah.
How long have you been married?
We have been married for going on 15 years, November 22nd. But we've been together for 25 years.
Woo!
Yeah.
Praise God! That's what I wanted, how long y'all been together. Praise God!
It's been a blessing.
Yes. I like hearing the 20s, because y'all know what I'm going to say.
Uh-oh.
I love hearing I love hearing how long people have been married, and nothing against people who are not married, but I just have a special place in my heart, because October 9th, I remembered my anniversary.
Oh, so I have a hard time remembering mine. He gets something. But congratulations.
What I do is I say, okay, it's one digit away from the 2-digit anniversary. I promise you, that's how I remember my anniversary. I know he's not watching, because he's not gonna like that, but that's how I remember.
Yeah.
So for me, this November we'll be married 29 years.
Oh, yay!
Good doctor.
Congratulations.
Yes, I don't know how he does it.
Wow.
this right here, this is Lucy and Ethel and Ricky and Lil Ricky and Mrs. Merv. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
I love marriage.
I love it, but I love marriage, but not to me.
Not to you?
No.
What does that mean?
That means that if I was a guy and I met Jackie Charles and I would date her, I would court her, and then I would wife somebody else.
Oh.
Because I tell people I am not a trip, I'm a journey.
Yeah.
Okay, I am a journey.
Yeah.
But I'm fun. I mean, it takes a special man to be with a woman like me because I know I'm a good person.
Yes.
And I say that in jest, no, not that I would marry me, that's not jest. But I'm just saying, since I found the right person, it's just, I really like him. Not love him, I like him. You know, he's a cool dude. When I look at him, I'm like, yes, look at you, boo. You know, I still say that. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Okay.
It is because the women are worthy. We talk about what impacts our lifestyle. And marriage and children and all of that impacts our lifestyle. So it's not just we're going to talk about business. This impact, and I love being married. I love my husband. I mean, you know, he stays in the background. He doesn't do all the camera stuff. He lets me shine. He lets me act the crazy person that I am. But, you know, and I love it. I really do. And the more I'm like, September's right around the corner. And I'm like, October. I'm like, it's right around the corner. I'm like, geez, Lord have mercy. But, you know,
dating each other is vitally important.
It is.
Because you go through different phases of love. Like, I really am in love with you. Like, I love you today, but, you know. But I told my husband, we have to always date.
Yes.
Because when the children leave,
yes.
I want to still like you.
That's when the divorce happens.
That's when it happens.
That's when it happens. Because for me, I love my husband, but sometimes I gotta find that spork and I want to stab him in the iris.
Yes.
Okay? There's that time I look for that little notice. In case I have any law enforcement agencies on the show, I didn't say knife.
Nope.
I didn't say fork. I said spork. Okay, so you can't do nothing to me.
Can't do anything.
Okay, so that's my disclaimer. So sometimes, you know, you have those moments where you like, not feeling you right now, but you know, and that's probably my husband calling right now, like, where are you? And you know I'm still doing the show, boo. Chill, I'll be home. You know, so he tried to make sure his boo come home, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's just amazing talking to you. You're fun. You're a wonderful woman. I mean, I'm telling you, when I met you, thank you. When I met you, over the phone. This is our first time actually meeting each other, okay? And I'm gonna be honest with you, majority of the guests that comes on the show, we meet when they come on the show. The chemistry just develops. It's just something about us, you know, the chemistry.
Maybe it's just something about you and your spirit.
That's what I was hoping you was gonna say. I was working for that call. I'm like, true. Let me see if I can put it out there. She'll really did it. And she did, y'all. She did. So HBO, Cinemax, CNN, ABC, CBS, Hulu, who else did I forget? YouTube, Lifetime. Who else? Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey. Your girl's here.
Yeah,
Okay, we in
right.
Atlanta.
Right
We in Atlanta. Okay. So, my vanity almost wanted you to repeat that again, but I won't do that.
Oh no, maybe it's you and your spirit.
You know what? Let me give all thanks to God. I really, you know, I'm fooling acting, you know, he's blessed me with a great personality.
Oh, yes.
And I have to thank him for that because, and I choose to share my platform with people because it's so much negativity and we keep talking about women need to empower, women need to support. So what I choose to do, okay, instead of saying it, let me show my interns doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I see that doing that amongst themselves. So I want to be able to say, let me bring a woman on the show. If she gets business out of it, she needs to get some business out of it. You know, that's what we need to do. We all need to support each other as not just women, but as people.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? White, black, Asians, it doesn't matter. So that's what we're all about doing. And let me look this way, or you want her to look this way? Because I see someone wiggling their finger, and I know you're not supposed to do that while you're taping, but you know me, I go off script. I drive my interns crazy when it comes to editing, but they be all right. This is making them exceptional editors.
That's right.
So, and I have to say, tonight, our interns tonight is Talia. We have Sinai, we have Talia, we have Sinai, and we have Miss Cat.
They are amazing.
They are amazing.
You are doing such amazing work.
Well, it's I'm not. No, excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm gonna allow that compliment because sometimes as women, when people give us compliments, we're like, no, and I love compliments, so bring it. But to be honest, it wouldn't be without them. Without RJ giving us a location today, he freely gives the office. I mean, this guy is phenomenal in the community. RJ and Asha, his wife, they're phenomenal. And without my interns, I wouldn't be able to do a show because I'm sitting here, I'm so comfortable, I'm not stressed, I'm not pressed. And then they zhuzh me up there, and that's what I love. And these young ladies are phenomenal because I know they can be anything they want to be, and that's what I want to leave them with, that you guys can do anything that you want to do. And if I can support you any which way, do that. And again, with supporting our interns, we are selling the Women Are Worthy Cup on the womenareworthy.net website. So go on there and please feel free to order your cup. If you're not in Georgia, it's $18.95. That's shipping and handling, okay? Now, if you're out of a state, like if you're in another country, you might as well just send $100 because I don't know what that shipping and handling. So, and we take the interns on places and things that we do. So, we just want people to go out and just know that you're wonderful, you're incredible, you can be anything you want to be. If you have a story that you'd like to share on the Women Are Worthy show, feel free to contact us at the womenareworthy.net, womenareworthy.net, contact us. I'm not going to close the show out yet, because I'm going as if we were closing the show out, but we're not. And I want you to share with us and tell us, where do you see yourself in 5 years? You, and then where do you see your company in 5 years?
Okay. They kind of go hand in hand. Okay. My dream since I was in college, before my son, was to have a career center. Right now, we service a lot of people in Decatur, Georgia. And I think it's a need. It is necessary. What I want to do is offer programs. I have great connections with the state government, offering different benefits there, so that if they need housing, if they need food stamps, then it's offered there while we're training you how to get a job, how to be computer literate, how to even enroll in school if that's what your desire is. For those that may be illiterate, I want to have tutors on hand to be able to assist you in the work that you may have. I also want to the Career Center is my dream. That is what I am aiming for. That is my goal.
And we're here to support you any which way that you may need help. And if you're ever looking for inspirational speakers, plug.
Yes.
Feel free to contact the Women Are Worthy show, and we will, Kat will set that up. We'll come out there and do some speaking because that's what we're doing now. We're going out and doing some additional motivational speaking, inspirational speaking, because it's so needed. I'm also talking about relationships. That's one of the things that we talk about because there's some big issues. We're in Atlanta. What is it, 50 men to one woman? Or something like that? So, and then the marriages won't stay together because then we have the side chicks. That's another show.
My.
Another show. Another show with my older interns. Another show. We gonna get to y'all side chicks. We gonna get to y'all.
It's not good. Don't mess with God's family.
But okay, I digress. Okay. The Holy Ghost was coming in for a minute, and I had to release it. So that's for another show. So we're gonna have a wives panel where we're gonna talk about relationships, because I definitely want to do that with wives, and then have women who are getting engaged, because I think it's so important when people are engaged. There's also marriage. There's not that time, and then when you get married, you have children, and then the husband feels like he's left out. Like, hey, what about me? What's going on? So this show all over the place.
Or even starting in high school, because there are so many single parent families that they don't even know what marriages look like. So, I love pouring into young adults, young teenage girls, to let them know that there is still hope in relationships, in life. When people have passed you down, there's still hope.
And it's funny you said that, because I don't know if you got that from my Facebook page. I think you did, but I'm gonna let you slide with that, because you allowed me to use your other quote and not give you credit for it. Okay. I call myself a hope agent, because at the end of the day, we all need to have hope. If you don't have hope, you might as well be dead. You wake up in the morning, I talk about, gratitude, being thankful, because just the smallest things, and it's the big thing. You wake up, there's some people that are going for chemo. There's some people that are being told that their loved one has died in their sleep. So I want to be thankful for everything when I wake up, because I get the email from people asking me, you're always smiling, what's going on with you? And I don't take it as a negative thing, because some people are in that space. It's all about, I'm going to smile. If I'm going to walk around being miserable and irritable, I need to stay home. And I can't stay home, because in my household, home is heaven. Outside is hell. That's what my husband and I we made our house. Those walls in that house is heaven. The minute you walk outside, you're walking through hell. So we decided to make it a pleasant place, and I try to make it a pleasant place for the interns as well. And I don't like using the word interns. They're my family, and because I love them. I know them. They have their own mothers, and their mothers are doing a wonderful job. Dads are doing a wonderful job, but I love them like they're my own. Each and every one of y'all, I do. Don't stop crying now. It's all good. I can't ruin my mascara. But anyway, I do love them, and I let them get away with murder now, but love them. But girl, Talia, Lord have mercy, she tried me, honey. Did I say that out loud about Talia? She tried me. Woo. Okay. That needs to be deleted. Kat thinks she's my mother, okay?
But she does such a great job.
And that third one we get on board, she gonna wear me. I can tell she gonna wear me. But I'm gonna let that go. But again, we want people to understand we have to pour into our young. They're pouring into us, we have to pour into them. So it's so important that if leaving the show tonight, we want people to understand that we need to support each other. We need to remove the whole stigma against so many different things that we have stigma, the mental health, the illiteracy. And I did post a statistic on the page about illiteracy. We have to pick up the signs. When someone doesn't know how to read, or you think that they're illiterate, we cannot make them feel uncomfortable. We have to make people feel comfortable where they are, so they can feel more comfortable telling us things. You know what I'm saying? So I really respect everything that you're doing, and the phone rang, and the reason why the phone rang, we just got word in that the judge said you're officially adopted in the Women Are Worthy. We don't allow too many people in it now. We just allow a few people in the Women Are Worthy. So you're part of our village, and just know that if you ever need something, and I mean it, let us know. If you want us to post something, if you want us to get your message across, let us know, because that's what we have to do. And sometimes when you do things for people, you can't expect something back. Do it as if they're not going to give you anything back, because there's something called karma. Because maybe you're not supposed to give it back to me. Maybe it's someone else who has a higher calling and something else for me. So that's why I do this show. I want to get positivity out, because growing up, I remember we had something called current events. And current events were good stories. The fireman getting the cat in the tree. It was good stories. So we want to get back to that, and hearing positive things. And just in the event that Queen Naya is watching our show, we need you. Why is my intern saying no? We need you. We would like to get you on our show, Queen Naya. We would love to get you on our show. Our interns love you. Naja. Naj, see, I'm learning. Queen Naja. We would like you on the show. They'll edit this. They love her. We're also trying to get Kiki Palmer. One of our interns have had conversations with her, so we'll be getting her on the show. If y'all know me, you know I'm gonna get her on the show. So without further ado, we want to thank you again. Please talk about your social media your social media websites, handles. So if someone is listening to you, they can get you on the show. Maybe they may want to have you come out and do some inspirational speaking. Maybe they want you to be the face of literacy. Remember, sister, when you get that gig. Okay?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We are in this together.
Okay. Wait, y'all heard that? Is my attorney listening? Is he watching?
We are in this together.
All right. Because I don't believe it. The word is our bond, and let's shake hands. I want the signature and the verbal agreement. Okay. All right.
That's it. But yeah, you can just find me on Facebook at Tanesha Billingsly. Again, or just email me at billingslyhr@gmail.com.
Hi guys, this is Jacqlyn Charles, the host of the Women Are Worthy show. It's the hottest show in town. Well, it's really the hottest show in social media. So don't forget to follow us on social media. Where you at?
Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And all social medias will be in the description down below.